Hello everyone, happy Friday. Hopped on just a little bit early here. We'll get started in just a moment. So hold tight. If you're joining, please say hello in the comments below. Or if you're watching the replay, go ahead and say hi in the comments so I know you're here. Okay. I'm going to share this over to my group real quick. Oh, good. I see some folks are joining us. Hooray. Looks like we're good to go. Hey, Denise, how are you today? All right. I think I shared it to the right place. We'll find out. Hello, Mary Ellen from Montana. Welcome. All right, guys. Hello. Okay. I think. Hello, Nora. I'm excited you're here to watch today. Okay, let me blow this up on my laptop so I can see your comments a little bit better. Hi, Pam. All right. Happy Friday. Happy April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day. So I promise I don't have any foolish pranks to do today. I guess I'm just not that creative. But I don't know. I don't like April Fools because I'm super gullible anyway. So sometimes I always am like, really? Did that really happen? So today, anything anybody says, I'm like, just pretend everyone's lying today because it's April Fool's Day. Okay, happy Friday, everyone. It's so nice to see you all here today for Facebook Live. Let me go ahead and get started. I will introduce myself. I'm going to give a couple little quick housekeeping things, and then we're going to get started creating today. So let me first start out by saying that my name is Anne Marie Heil. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. My website is stampinan.com, and I just wanted to share a couple things with you guys. We're going to be creating with the Flowering Tulips bundle today. I shared a card today on my blog for the Positive Inkers Global Design Team blog hop, and I figured it would just be a fun card to make today. I have not inked this set up and really played with it very much, a little bit here and there, but this was just, I really like this set, and I definitely think it's worth a look if you don't have it. So that's what we're going to play with today. If you want to stamp along with me, if you have this stamp set and the products that I'm like, the coordinating paper and whatnot, I have a link in the description of this video, which will take you over to my blog. It will share with you all of the measurements for today's projects. I won't be sharing measurements on the video, so if you do need measurements, please feel free to click that link, head over to my blog. I already did the work, so you can pick it up over there. And also there is a full supply list. Hi, Leanne, my sweet neighbor from North Dakota. I chatted with Leanne the other day on Messenger, and I miss her so much. We used to live next door to each other in North Dakota, and she told me her little boy is graduating. He's always going to be little Chase, but he's graduating this year, and I'm like, how did that even happen? So, whoa, reality check. But yet, none of us have aged a bit, have we? Anyway, so over on the blog post will be the measurements and also a full supply list for what I use today. So if you need to pick up any Stampin' Up! Supplies, you can definitely do that. There is a link to shop in the description of this video, along with my current host code right here. If you shop with that host code and your order goes over $50, I do send some PDF tutorials to you as a free thank you gift. And then also, trying to think what else. Also in the description of the video, there is a link to my website, a link to shop, a link to my YouTube channel. Now, I do want to let you guys know that I will post this video over on YouTube. I'll post the replay over on YouTube as well. I know some people prefer to watch on YouTube. So I will do that probably later tonight or tomorrow morning. So I will post here when it is posted on YouTube. And I'm trying to think what else. So let's go ahead and get started. Before we get going, I have some prizes to give away from last week. If you remember on last week's Facebook Live, this was the card we created using this awesome sketch that uses up designer series paper. So much fun. So this was the card I created. And for everybody who shared last week's video, I went ahead and put you into a drawing to win this card. It was funny, I made this card for my husband, and then I realized, oh wait, I'm giving it away. So after I ended Facebook Live, I had to make another card because I was like, well, that defeated the purpose. I made it for him, but I'm giving it away. So I had to make an extra one. No problem, no worries. But so the winner of this card for sharing the video last week is Liz Aguilar. So Liz, congratulations. You won this card for sharing. If you could send me your mailing address, here is my email. I'll put it right here. If you could just shoot me your mailing address to my email, which is my full name, AnneMarieHeil@gmail.com, I can pop this little guy in the mail to you. You can also send me a message here on the Stampin' Ann page on Facebook too. I'll get that there as well. But email is always better. So Liz, congratulations for sharing. And I do have a prize for everybody who commented last week. I pulled a card out of my stash. This uses the fun rainbow glimmer paper. It's a great birthday card. I figure everybody needs a birthday card, right? So for everybody who left comments on the video last week, I did a drawing. And Carol, that's a fun name to say. Carol, you won this card for leaving a comment. So congratulations. I do need addresses from both of you gals. So if you wouldn't mind, like I said, drop that off to me in my email and I can pop these little cuties in the mail to you. So congratulations. Same thing this week. I'll do the same thing. I will give away a card for sharing and a card for leaving a comment on the video. I love to send happy mail, and that's just my way to say thank you for being here and supporting my channel. I'm not on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I don't even know where I am right now. So anyway, welcome. So a couple quick things to get started with you today. I do want to point out this weekend, actually later tonight or tomorrow morning, I will be posting the registration link for the Makers Mojo Spring Creative Escape. It is that time. We were going to be doing that on the 23rd of April. Now, this is a fantastic thing that I do with 4 other demonstrators. We get together and we have an all-day creative escape. Now, this month, we do it once a quarter. So it is this month on the 23rd of the month. It's an all-day event. Do you have to be present to or be there all day? No, you don't. It's all recorded on Facebook, and then we will send you the link to the videos on YouTube as well. So if you can't join live, you're still entered for prizes. You're still entered for all the good stuff for the event. But it is a fantastic thing that I do. Like I said, with 4 other demonstrators, we get together. We have an amazing day of fun. There are 10 presentations, and what I'm holding in my hand, this is the one from January. We send out like a preliminary PDF at the start of the event if you want to stamp along with us. It's not really intended to be a stamp along event, but if you do want to get your projects ready ahead of time, you can. Now, we'll show you 10 different ideas in this PDF. However, we show a ton of alternative projects. This is chock full. Terry's here. Hi, Terry. And Terry was at the last event. And Terry knows it was an awesome event. We had so much fun. So we're doing it again on the 23rd. So be on the lookout. I'm going to post the link for registration for that. And I have some insider info. We have a very special guest on this event. And I'm not going to tell you who or what yet, but I will say you won't be disappointed. It is somebody who is an amazingly talented designer, and you won't want to miss it. So be on the lookout for Makers Mojo. I'm going to put the registration up here shortly. But you guys are going to love the one on the 23rd. We are working hard to bring you something really cool. If you have any questions about it, feel free to leave them here in the comments. You can also send me an email. I'm happy to answer. But once I post it, all the information will be there. And then you just fill out the form to register, and I just send you a link through PayPal to pay. And then once we open up the Facebook group, we'll get you in there, and you'll be ready to start creating with us. It's going to be a fun day. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay, let's get started on what we're making today. Move the host coat out of the way. Sorry, it's a lot of movement. So we are going to be stamping with, this is in the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog. the January through June mini catalog. Bum, bum, bum. I think I would have had this page marked ahead of time. Oh, look at me with the Post-its. Sorry. This is the Flowering Field suite that we're going to use. Now, there's 2 stamp sets. In this suite, we're going to use Flowering Tulips. Now, Flowering Tulips is going to be carrying over into the new annual catalog, but Tulip Fields is going to be retiring. So if you love the coordinating set, and that one's kind of cool. It's got a fun little like windmill. They work really beautifully together. So just keep that in mind, but that's what we're going to be using today. And I also want to let you guys know if I miss any of your comments, I'm not ignoring you. I'll go back after the video and definitely check in. So what are we making today? We're going to make this card right here. Ta-da! Let me move it up a little bit. Really, really pretty, fresh and fun for spring. Easy card to put together. Has a couple little fun little elements in there. So that's what we're going to make today. So thank you again for joining me, and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, I gotta move, get all my stuff together. Okay. Oh, one last thing I wanted to point out because I pulled it over here. Paper Pumpkin. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Paper Pumpkin, but I just want to take a quick minute. Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription box from Stampin' Up. Everything you need to create is in one box. I like to share this every once in a while in videos because I don't know if you guys know this, but if you subscribe through your Paper Pumpkin with me, I actually send my subscribers an additional tutorial every month that features anywhere between 10 and 12 additional projects to use your Paper Pumpkin. So if you want to make your kit exactly as it comes from Stampin' Up, fantastic. If you want to expand your horizons and do some new fun things with it, then that's what we send the PDF tutorial for. Now, we tend to typically, with these PDF tutorials, we try to use the basic components of the kit, but we will introduce maybe some additional cardstock or things like that. So it's just kind of a way to elevate your designs. So I wanted to share with you, this is my project, my alternative project for this month's Paper Pumpkin that'll be in the tutorial. And I will be sending those out to my subscribers tomorrow afternoon. We're wrapping it up today. So I'm going to send that out tomorrow afternoon. So if you want some alternative ideas to go a little bit further with your Paper Pumpkin kit, I definitely would encourage you, if you'd like to subscribe to your kit with me as your demonstrator, I am happy to do this. And I'm actually going to be doing some fun things for my subscribers this year for Paper Pumpkin as well. So stay tuned for that. I wanted to make sure to talk to you about that. Okay, hello. Hi, Eileen. It's nice to see you there. Lisa Harden's here. Hi. Oh, you take care, Lisa. I'll catch up with you later. Okay, I think I'm all caught up. Let's get cracking, guys. Here we go. I have everything cut. So we are going to use a color palette of Poppy Parade, Pool Party, Pear Pizzazz. Remember, we have to say Pear Pizzazz with jazz hands. And Early Espresso. I'm going to sprinkle in some basic white today, and I also have a little bit of brushed gold foil. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got a couple pieces here. So we have our card base. Now, I have shared this many times before. If you watch me regularly, you know I say this every week. But if you're a new person watching, you might not know this. So I'm going to share it every time. So I like my cards to open vertically. So my measurements are for that. If you want yours to open like a book, you're just going to have to adjust your card base measurements just a little bit. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to do a Poppy Parade card base. I always have to slow down when I'm sharing colors because I always screw them up. And then we have a Pool Party layer. And then we're going to have a piece of designer series paper that's going to layer about 1/8 inch there. And then we're going to have a piece of basic white. Very simple card layer, but it's a great way to showcase this stamp set. Now, where's my scrap paper? To add a little bit of extra to the background, I don't know what's going on with this paper here. I just grabbed a piece of scratch paper, and it is legit scratch paper. There's like gunk on it. So for this fun little piece here, and again, if you need measurements, they're over on my blog. It's posted in the description of the video. So we're going to use the blending brush today. can't get my words together. And we are going to add a little bit of color to the background to give this a little bit of interest, so these flowers aren't just kind of sitting on a piece of white cardstock. So I'm just going to use my blending brush. Don't ask why I have a Stampin' Spot here. I have two colors and Stampin' Spots on my desk because my my ink pads are in another room. Don't ask. So I have Pool Party and Poppy Parade. I'm going to be using Stampin' Spots today, but it's fine. They're the same thing. Okay, so I always like to stamp off a little bit. And when you're doing shaded backgrounds like this, it's always a good idea, you guys, start slow. I always say this with any coloring medium. You can always add more, but it's harder to go back and take it away. So light hand, and when you're using blending brushes, you don't need to push real hard on your paper. They're very, very soft. So just gently go over. I find if you go in a circular motion, you get some good color. And inevitably, there's always an area on your paper that you'll find you tend to go to first. And that'll be like your heavier areas. So just be cognizant of that and don't always start in the same spot so you don't get those little spots that are a little heavier in ink than other areas. I am having the darndest time talking today. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So I'm almost adding just like a little bit of sky behind here. And just do it till you feel happy with it. It's really, if you look on the finished card, it's really just to kind of pop them up a little bit. It's kind of hard to see probably with the lights, but the picture on my blog, you can really see the shading a little bit better. Hi, Andy. Thanks for sharing. And this would probably go a little faster if I had my ink pad in this room, but it is what it is. I was getting everything pulled right before I started, and I'm like, where's my ink pad? It may or may not be with my planning materials for the Creative Escape. So, and yes, I'm working in a satellite location because my craft room is messy and I needed a clean space to work in. Okay, that feels good enough for me. You can always add a little bit more. If you want to, it's completely up to you. Now we need to get some stamping done. I have a scrap here of, actually we can probably go ahead and put everything together on the front of our card real quick. Actually, I'm going to stamp first, guys, and then we'll stick all this together. Then I'll determine whether or not I want to put more ink on there. Okay, so we're going to stamp lots of pieces here. So I'm going to get my Pear Pizzazz ink. Where's my scrap paper? Here it is. I'm going to need that. Some early espresso. And then my itty bitty Poppy Parade Stampin' Spot. So I'm going to stamp what we need here. And I have everything on blocks already. So we're going to do 3 flower stems in Pear Pizzazz. 1. I'm just going to leave enough space between them to die cut the images. So 3 stems. And then we need 2 sets of leaves. Oh, I'm going to move this closer to me. So we're going to do 2 big leaves and 2 little leaves. And I just have my stamps mounted on the same block here to make it easier. Just be careful when you do put your stamps on either side. Just make sure you don't store this down. You have to store it on its side or you'll get ink all over your table. Leanne says, I like that they're all clear blocks. Remember when we used wood? Yes. Oh my gosh. We used to have craft nights in North Dakota. And remember when we had to get wood stamps and we actually had to cut the rubber to put them on the stamp block. If you're new to stamping, you probably won't remember that. But yeah, we used to have to cut the rubber, put it on the wood. Oh my gosh, it was an ordeal. Now I look back and I'm like, how how easy our lives have become. So with these tulips, there are two different stamps. There's like a filler stamp and then an outline stamp. Now, I have found, and I find this is really a matter of preference. I find that I like to start with the outline stamp and then do the filler to fill in. Some people like to use the more solid image and then do the outline. I just found that it was a little bit easier for me to line it up when I did the stronger ink color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these in Poppy Parade. And I'm going to, pardon my little ink spot, but it gets the job done. So I'm going to ink up the outline. I see some people are familiar with cutting the stamps. I'm going to have to go back and read your comments. Yeah, it was an ordeal. Okay, so we're going to stamp the outline. And then I'm going to go in and do this as well with Poppy Parade. But I'm going to stamp it off once on a scrap sheet, and then, now we got to line it up. Hold on. This is hard to do at the angle that I'm at. I did good. Okay, so we got the big flower, and then we're going to do the center of this flower in early espresso. Just pop that in there. And now we need the medium flower. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the outline stamp first. I need that for one more thing. I was going to close it. And then bloop. And then I'll do the filler and stamp off once. And then just kind of fill that. Oh, good, I'm doing okay. Okay, we're done with those. And now we need one more. I think I'm going to do it right there. I ran out of small ink blocks, so I'm going to have to share that one. So I'm going to do that one over here. The outline. Do I have enough room to die cut these? Yeah. Well, I'll share a little secret in a minute. Oh, I need another block. Hold on. And then we'll do the filler. All right. How's everyone doing out there today? Are you having a good Friday so far? It's everybody's weather. I know some people are getting snow again, aren't they? Just crazy. That's going to sneak. I got to pull it closer to me. Hold on. Okay, good. There's that. And then last but not least, we need a sentiment in early espresso. I'll just pop that. I saved myself enough room. I guessed on the size of this paper, so luckily I think I got everything on there. Okay, so that's everything you need to stamp. And then, let me move all this out of the way. So I know you guys are like, oh, do we have to watch her die cut that? That's going to be boring. No, you don't. I already cut it. I already cut all of them. I just wanted to have an extra set because I'm going to make another card. So I wanted to show you what you needed to stamp. And guess what? Through the power of Facebook Live, everything is already die cut. So those are all the little pieces we'll end up with. So ta-da! And this I will die cut later. So I die cut these with the coordinating Tulips dies, and then I die cut the sentiment from the layering circles, and then you'll also need a scrap of Poppy Parade. I just put this little scalloped tiny circle behind it. Okay. Hi, Chris. Chris says she started getting interested in stamping when the blocks were wood and we had to cut our images. Still have some of our favorites. Stampin' Up! Has come a long way. I remember when you used to unbox your stamp set and like just to get it cut and put on the wood, it was like, it took hours sometimes because you wanted to be very meticulous about how you cut them. And oh my goodness. Yes, it definitely has come a long way. Okay, so we've got our little pieces. Now let's put our card together. Again, this is super easy to assemble once you get all the die cutting out of the way. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back. And I am using, there is a paper called, it's rose gold and gold brushed metallic, I'll give you the exact name. So somebody always asks, and I never have it. Metallic specialty paper. So there's two colors. There's gold and rose gold. And what I like about this is it's a very brushed metallic. It's not glimmer and it's not foil. It's kind of like right there in between. So it adds a really nice accent without being too flashy. Because sometimes you want a little bit of something, something, but you don't want it to be, you know, too much. I guess there is a thing as too much sparkle, although I would dispute you on that. So, okay. So I just have a little piece of the designer series paper, the coordinating designer series paper that will fit. I didn't cover it the whole length of the whole width of the card base because you're not going to see it. So I didn't want to waste any paper. So this is cut. So there is a 1/8 inch border around this paper and this cardstock on this pool party. So you just kind of want to fit it in the left-hand side. So there's about 1/8 of an inch showing. Okay, I love this pretty paper. And then this one, you'll do the same thing. We'll put adhesive on the back and we'll fit it in this corner with 1/8 of an inch showing. So we probably even could have used a little bit less designer series paper than that, but just to be on the safe side, I didn't want to cut it too small. So if you think that's too long, just adjust the measurement and cut it a little bit smaller. You could always, if you cut it a little bit smaller, you could use that piece inside your card. So, oh. And I like to use liquid glue for 1/8 inch borders because if you don't get it straight the first time, you've got a little time where you can wiggle it together before it's too late. So I know some people, I got a little liquid glue on here. My puppies are being so good today, you guys. They're asleep, and which after last week, I'm happy they are. But I have two in here with me, and I posted their pictures on my Facebook page here. So if you didn't see them, you'll you can go get a picture of them. Dakota and Stormy. Dakota's my dog. Stormy's our foster dog. And then I have two other dogs. I have Oscar downstairs, and and then I have the Queen, Gidget Louise, who is my tiny terror. She's outside the door. You'll probably hear her collar jingle. She likes to be in here for Facebook Live, but if I bring her in with Dakota and Stormy, all they want to do is play with her, and they can get a little rough. So, and it sounds horrible, but everybody's peaceful right now. So we're gonna leave everybody where they are. I have emergency bones in here if I need them. I was so prepared today. I'm like, they are not going to disrupt this video. Okay. So easy peasy. I knew that was going to happen. There's a teeny tiny bit of that gold that's poking through. It's okay. I'll probably go in. Oh, I got it. Perfect. Just a little snip snip with the scissors and we're good to go. Okay. So I have a funny story for you guys regarding my dogs this morning. Oh my gosh. So I took them downstairs this morning and I opened the door, and they're like a herd of elephants when they go outside. And I opened the door and they went flying outside. And what was laying smack dab in the middle of my patio but a snake? This huge garden snake was like sunning itself on the patio. They hopped over it, which I don't even know how that happened. And then when I realized what it was, I was trying to like hurry up and get the snake out of the way and get it to move so that they... because I was afraid if they got it, what are they going to do? And somebody's going to get bit. It was so crazy. And oh my gosh, I was panicking. I don't like snakes. And yeah, luckily I was able to get the snake to move. Nobody saw it before it got into the grass. And the snake survived. My dogs weren't bitten. And I only had a minor heart palpitation. So, okay. So I am just assembling this little bouquet of tulips. Now here's what's cool. When you put this together, whatever's going on down here, how everything lands, it doesn't matter how messy it is because we're going to cover it up with the sentiment. Okay, so I'm kind of like placing these, but I'm not, I always say giving them the final push because I just want to make sure everything fits before I do that. Okay, so I just adhered my stems. And if you notice the stem, there's different, they angle different ways. I don't know if there's a top or a bottom to the stem. I don't know if this flat part is technically considered the top, but I just alternated them so they're kind of going in opposite directions. So see how they're like that? Just alternate your stems so that they're not all going the same way. I think it gives a little bit more visual interest. Andy says this is a happy color combination. I agree. This guy, I think, needs to be a little more angled. And this guy needs to be a little more angled. So when you're putting your bouquet together, you just kind of want to play with it a little bit here and there. This stem is too far over. That's the problem. I'll move that there. That's what we want. And again, it's not going to matter too terribly much what this all looks like here. If it's too long, you can snip it off because again, we're going to pop the sentiment over the very bottom so it'll cover anything weird that's going on there. Okay. And then we also pop some dimensionals on here and put our little leaves together. This was just a really fun set to play with. Who has this set? I didn't touch it for the longest time, and now I'm having a hard time putting it down. Just kind of angle our little leaves. And again, you might want to twist and turn your leaves to get them to kind of go in the right direction. There's no real top or bottom to it. And like I said, it really doesn't matter what's going on down there because we're covering all that. So it doesn't have to be super pretty down there because we're hiding it behind the curtains. Okay. Oh, I see some people. See, Pam says she has it. Andy says it's her favorite. Good. It's a fun set, isn't it? So pretty. Okay, I'm finally happy with where everything is. Okay, now we'll just adhere. Oops. I'm not going to add any dimension to this. I know, gasp. Can you believe it? Because there's plenty of dimension with the tulips. So I'm not going to add this with dimensionals because it would just be too much. So we'll put that on there. I like the sentiment. It's nice and generic, just thinking of you today. You could add another sentiment on the inside if you want it for a birthday or something like that, but this is nice if you just want to have a blank card, or you can use it for any other occasion. Oh, okay, now it's straight. Okay, now what I'm just going to do is put a little adhesive on the back and run some Pool Party sheer ribbon, which is one of my favorite ribbons. It's retiring. I'm super sad about it. And the way I'm going to add this is like in a little Z. So I'm going to start in one corner, put my finger down, hold it down, put my finger down again, and just zigzag it back and forth. So it adds some texture without being super bulky. And then it's very light. Hi, Diana, which is what I like about this ribbon. It's not adding like a whole lot of bulk to it, and it has that nice sheer texture that just makes it kind of cool. I'm so proud of these two. They must have played really hard outside because they are asleep. So just angle the ends. Hopefully they won't fray when I'm putting it down. And then I'm actually going to I'm going to put this on with a little bit of liquid glue because I really want it to hold. You could use tear and tape or whatever. Just be careful that you don't take your ribbon off. I know there's different school of thought with liquid glue. Some people love it, some people hate it. I just think if you're careful with it, it's a great crafty tool. But if you're messy with liquid glue, you might want to use like a tear and tape or something else. I used to avoid liquid glue at all costs, and now it is probably my most used adhesive. Okay, so that's just going to take like a little bit to dry. So I'm just going to kind of get it where it is and just hold it for a second. No, you caught it. You caught us. We're still here. Just going to hold it. It'll be okay. I'll just leave it right there. Okay. I think I use like a lot of liquid glue, so it's taking forever to dry. So while it's doing that, for the inside of this card, I simply added a little bit of extra strip of the designer series paper. I left this card blank because I think, again, you can put whatever occasion you want inside, or you can write a handwritten note. So for now, I'll leave it blank, but you could stamp it with another sentiment if you wanted to. And this is just a little extra coordinating strip of the designer series paper. It's like maybe a little over 1/2 inch by 3 7/8. It's just kind of fitting in there with that same kind of 1/8 inch border that I used here. This is around the inside. And I put it on the opposite side just for a little bit of visual interest. So I don't think it really matters because it's inside, but just thought it was fun. I think cards should be fun to open too, don't you? I always say keep the party going from the outside of the card, so when you open it up, you've got some fun decorative elements. And you could even stamp the inside. You could even stamp another tulip on the inside if you wanted to. I kind of left it because I figured if you want to write a little handwritten hello to somebody, I want to make sure you have enough room. So, but you could very easily stamp a little tulip in the corner if you wanted to. Uh-oh, I see. Nora says, the Tulip Festival began today, a half hour from where I live. Where are you, Nora? Where is the Tulip Festival? I love tulips. Tulips are such a happy flower. I got a little bit of adhesive in there. Okay. And I think it's finally dry. Okay. And we're going to add these little guys here, these brushed brass butterflies. I thought the brushed kind of metallic was really pretty with this brushed metallic paper. And these, guys, if you have not ordered these, they're retiring. They're on the last chance list right now. But what I love about these is they add so much detail, but they're flat. It's a flat embellishment, which is genius. It doesn't add extra bulk to your envelopes. I am all about these, and they are so delicate and pretty. So we're just going to do a bunch of butterflies hanging out by the flowers here. And, oh, come on, little guy. Just kind of pop them in there. And I always like to do embellishments in odd numbers. I find it's a little visually appealing to the eye. I cannot put them back in this envelope. Okay, and another thing you could do if you wanted to is if you wanted to add to the center of the flowers some Wink of Stella, you could do that for a little bit of added sparkle. The only thing I would say if you are going to do Wink of Stella is just kind of be careful, because Poppy Parade, any reds or really bright pinks, sometimes your ink will smear. So just keep that in mind if you use something like this. If I used it, I would probably just maybe put it in the center of this flower or not at all. I did it on my original card and I had a really gentle hand with it and it came out cute, but just keep in mind you might smear your ink, so be careful. So there you have it. Fun, adorable tulip card. Just a little bit of extra inside, but Don't you guys love these cute little butterflies? I just think they're so precious. So here are our cards side by side. I think I did pretty good mimicking it. Okay, Bellingham. Nora says she lives in Washington State in Bellingham. Okay, that's awesome. How exciting. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you have wonderful weather this weekend for that. So, ta-da! There we go. So what do you think? Do you love this tulip card today? And as I mentioned, if you need the measurements or a supply list for this, it's all posted on my blog, and the link is in the description of this video. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you want a chance to win the card that we made, please share the video and leave a comment and let me know that you shared. Whether you're watching live or watching the replay, please leave a comment, say hello, let me know you watched, and you'll be entered into a drawing to win another card next time I go live next Friday. So stay tuned, like I mentioned earlier in the video, you guys, for the blog post for the Maker's Mojo Creative Escape that will be on the 23rd. I hope you can join me for that. We are so excited. So that's going to post a little bit later today or tomorrow morning. So be on the lookout here on the page for that. And I hope you have an amazing day today. Thank you so much for joining me for a little creative time this afternoon. And I hope you all take care out there. Be kind to each other. And I will see you soon. Have a great, great day, everyone. Bye-bye.